everyone and welcome to KYE Talks. I am Sonal Ambekar, your host for this interview. Know Your Entrepreneur is a digital platform where we talk to several entrepreneurs who tell us why they chose not to be stuck to the regular 9 to 5 and went ahead to do something different. They went ahead to chase their passion. One such entrepreneur we will be talking to today is Mrs. Indu Punch. She is the founder of Stories Matter, an organization focused on integrating stories into school curriculum to focus on holistic learning. She conducts several workshops across schools in India and also creates digital content for the same. As a trained counselor, she places high value on ensuring the mental health of children. Before this, she was an educator with over 20 years of experience in schools like DPS International, Air Force School, and also schools in smaller towns. She has also worked with the educational NGO Katha as director teacher training. During this pandemic time, she has contributed her bit by creating video content, she has also conducted online story sessions, webinars, counseling sessions, FB Live, and she's attended many such events, one being our interview right now. So let's go on, let's move on and let's get to know more about Mrs. Indu. Hello ma'am, welcome to KYE Talk.
Hello Sonal, and thank you for having me on your show.
Oh,
I'm really honored to be part of it.
It's a pleasure for us, ma'am. So tell us a little about Stories Matter and about yourself.
Yeah, most of it you've told. I've been an educator and a counselor, and I place high value on mental health. So Stories Matter is an amalgamation, you can say, integration of teaching learning platform where we look into holistic development, integrating stories in regular curriculum. So the curriculum is not disturbed. The teacher is not supposed to do something apart from what she's already doing. It is just like how through an interactive way, how through a child-centric way, how keeping child's interest in mind and holistic development. And also it does not differentiate between the higher level of thinking and lower level, because story is same for everybody. So that's the whole aim, that we can touch upon different topics like sensitive gender sensitization and stereotypical thinking. So I am trying to touch upon those issues through Stories Matter, which are not done in regular curriculum also. So this is the whole aim.
Like rightly named, like the description of Stories Matter, which is to make sure that holistic learning it exactly matches with your vision of what you just said. That it's not about kids who have a higher IQ or a lower IQ. It's just a child will listen to a story as a story. It will be same for however much the IQ higher it is or lower it is, and that is why there will be that holisticness to that learning. Very wonderful concept, I must say. So, ma'am, how did you come up with this? What was your motivation in, you were a teacher, you were a trainer for 20 years, and then how did you get into being an entrepreneur while also, maintaining that passion for teaching? I mean, you've made something out of your passion and also have turned it into your profession in such a way that you're also an entrepreneur.
Yes, so you have to, leave your cushion, very comfortable job. If it's like we say, learning cycle begins the moment you have to leave your comfort zone, because job becomes a very comfortable thing. You have a salary coming in your bank account every 31st, which is not true for an entrepreneur. Every battle is your own, every challenge is your own, because it's not something which is like on a platter you are getting.
Right. You have to work for everything.
The aim basically was to step out of that and to reach out to people and share my experiences, whatever I had gained over the years across different boards in CBSE, IGCSE, in NGO. So I kind of, combined all of it together, and mostly what I see that teaching is taken as a, second, third, fourth choice. If I can't be anything else, I can be a teacher. But for me, it's like next to breathing. It's that important for me. And I feel you have to dig deeper. You have to touch souls. You are making the future of your country. You are dealing with human beings. So you have to be very sensitive. You have to be very, and to be understandable, to understand people, to empathize with children, to be compassionate. So now, apart from your qualification, you have to be a very good human being as a teacher. That's what I try to create, that how much impact you are going to create in your child's life. Even at this age also, we remember our junior school teachers. So how long your effect is going to last in a child's life, I make teachers realize this, and that's how they understand that they are so important in a child's life.
Right, because they shape a child's life, and a child, as growing up, what they learn at a young age is what has a wonderful impact on them. It's very important.
They create their stories, basically.
Right.
If I ask you one simple question here, like who's the one who impacted you the most in your school, you will remember your best teacher, or you will remember.
It was in the 4th standard, I think, and it's like very long back, but I do remember her because I know that she had a beautiful impact on my life, and that has helped me shape into what I am become today. So rightly said, ma'am. So like you said, that this is what is the motivation behind bringing your passion into your profession and making something out of it, of your own, being an entrepreneur. So what gives you a sense of accomplishment while being on this journey? What gets you going every single day?
What gets me going is when I see that I am able to create that impact, when I am able to touch upon those lives, as during my workshops, when teachers, they are in tears and they start crying, remembering their own teachers, sharing their own experiences. And I also feel that it is a lifelong learning. It's not a destination. So during the journey, you are learning every day along with your participants, along with the students I go to. And when I understand their challenges, I again, bring them in my next workshop or in my next video, where I feel, okay, now this topic needs to be touched. And that's how the cycle goes on.
So, ma'am, as you started after leaving your 20 years of being a teacher, you started into, you shifted into being an entrepreneur. So there must have been certain barriers, challenges that you may have faced. So what was the challenges and how did you overcome
them? The biggest challenge was, because since I'm not a very old in this system, it's just been year plus, you can say. The moment I started into getting into workshops and regular trainings, this pandemic happened. And that was the biggest challenge, because schools closed and suddenly there was no work. But then that's how we have to make way through it. The only way are in the light and at the end of the tunnel. You have to create that way. And that's how I got into digital content. And that's how I started creating my videos. And that's like when we started these Zoom webinars and then story sessions online and Facebook lives. So this actually got me connected globally. Whereas in normal workshop, you would just go to that particular school. And this is where we all learned that you can actually create a new way in a difficult situation as well. And we have to, so find opportunity.
In a way, COVID has helped us realize what we can do even from the comfort of our home. The reach we can have through social media or
and also to not give up and think that, okay, now I can't do anything. There are two ways. Either you can do it or you can't do it. So you should always choose to do. It will always lead you somewhere.
Right. So you don't have the regret, I should have tried it. Maybe if I had tried it, it would have turned into something.
I was listening to somebody, some big personality. She also said, like, whatever comes your way, you should just go on and do it, because doing will naturally take you somewhere. But sitting here, you will still be sitting here only.
Right. Very well. So, ma'am, what do you feel at this moment are the factors that will help you achieve your business aspirations? The goals and aims that you set for yourself. What would help you get there?
collaborating with the like-minded people. I'm already collaborating. In the morning also I had a meeting. So this is also after having gone through NEP, which is National Education Policy. It has talked about inclusive learning. It has talked about child-centric learning, and in inclusive learning, where you can create platform for every child to feel emotionally secure, irrespective of their gender, orientation, everything. We have to get sensitive to and teaching teachers to understand this. So this is where I see myself going and conducting these trainings, maybe through government or different organizations. And that's what I am planning.
Yeah, inclusive
and
learning.
Also I'm writing stories.
Yeah, you're writing stories.
We are in the process of writing stories, whatever my thoughts are, and compiling all of them into my own stories and then integrating into different subjects. So that, the stories that I now read on my YouTube channel are not my own stories. But then I intend finally doing it through my own stories. That's how.
Wonderful. So I'd like to tell our viewers that we will be linking Indu Man's YouTube handles and other social media handles down below in the description box. Do go and check it out. So, ma'am, going ahead, I mean, this topic that you said, inclusive learning, it's really the need of the hour. With so many sensitive issues coming to light, it is important that teachers know how to deal with them so they can teach fellow students how to deal with such people who may be having that sensitive topic going on.
Children are not bullied in their own classroom. See, the environment around these children is already very, very, it's not conducive. So it becomes imperative for teachers to create that atmosphere in their own class, where children do not feel rejected. They feel loved and they feel, they don't feel abandoned here. They feel it's our own teacher, own classroom. That kind of atmosphere has to be built.
So, ma'am, as you've taken Stories Matter and digitalized it, digitalization, though it's a new trend and it's taking pace very fast, you must have faced certain problems or issues with it. So, how did you get used to digitalization? Because as COVID started and as the professors and teachers had to take their lectures online, some of them had some problems, adapting to the new digitalized era. So was it a problem for you also to, step into something new, this new era of digitalized, everything is digitalized? Did you have any help and how did you manage it?
Yeah, so I'm blessed that I have grown-up children. My son is a digital marketer himself and a performance marketer. So actually it was his thought. He said, in today's world, you can't expect people to read your resumes and then you reach out to people. So you put your content online and there are 1,000 people watching you immediately. So that's how he motivated me to create videos. That's the first time I was, of course, very camera shy and very apprehensive of getting myself recorded. It always takes time. Nobody's a born star. I am not. And I think it is learning is only by doing. There is no other way. There's no way without practicing. Without practicing, you cannot be a cricketer or a singer or a tailor or a cook. So more you practice, the better you will become. And of course, you have to keep polishing it and keep reflecting on it yourself.
So thanks to your son that you've now entered this digitalized era so well, and you're doing something so noble of touching upon sensitive issues and making and shedding light on them and teaching or maybe guiding teachers of how to deal with such topics in a much more conducive way. It's a very thoughtful thing that you're doing, ma'am, and going ahead, it's the need of the hour. Going ahead, I'm sure this method that you come up with, this concept, this way of helping teachers understand is going to be very useful going ahead. I'm very sure.
Thank you so much.
No problem. So, ma'am, this venture, as you started, it's been 2 years. So how would you say that this venture has changed you as a person?
Yes, it's a very beautiful question. Actually, I would like to give a metaphoric example here. Like I didn't have a dog before 2 years, we didn't have a dog at home. And I had no love for like as a cuddly thing. I would be fine with looking at them from a distance, like किसी और के बच्चे पे प्यार आता है ना वैसे वाला. So then my daughter and my kids, they insisted that we have to have a dog, and we brought in a dog. And now you won't believe he's more than a family member to us. And after I brought him, I started loving each and every dog that I come across. So that kind of empathy was because now I understand how is it to be with with an animal or a pet. Similarly, when I started with my own work, I started respecting work of every person around me more. Now, whosoever sends their video to me, I ensure I go watch it, comment on it, because now I understand how difficult it is to create even 5-minute video. It takes a lot of homework behind that. So everybody, whosoever is putting that effort, it should be, if we can't do much about it, at least we can appreciate, like, comment or share. So this is a kind of how you develop empathy. When you understand your own story, you will understand other people's story much better. Because I understand, okay, it is difficult, so it is equally difficult for her also. That's how we become more empathetic towards others also. That's how it has changed me as a person. I have started respecting each and every venture much more. I give much more, detailing into it, like, okay, somebody has put in effort. You respect other people's effort more.
Right. When you have to put effort by yourself and you know how difficult it can be, it makes you realize that सामने वाला भी तो मेहनत ही कर रहा है.
Yes, so that's why only by doing again, you understand. If you walk the same path, you understand, okay, it is equally difficult.
So, ma'am, moving on to our last question for this interview. What would be your words of wisdom or your message to our audience? There may be budding entrepreneurs out there who are scared to take that step, to venture out, to get out of their comfort zone, like you mentioned. So how would you encourage them to, take that leap of faith, go and try it out?
See, one thing I am sure, you always have to taste water before jumping in the deep sea. I was in a position where I could take that risk. And one is this, you have to understand, like, I already knew that I have experience and I knew what I am doing is a right thing. You have to first do a lot of, research about it. Is it really the thing that you want to do can create some impact? And is it like something which is not going to drown in any case? In my work, there is nothing that can be a loss. It is still, it's a win-win situation, even if I'm not earning, because still I'm imparting knowledge which cannot go waste. So one is this, there is in education system, you are not at loss. You are always sharing information, you are sharing your point of view. Second thing that I have learned, which is the most important thing, is consistency. If you are creating content or anything that you are doing, you have to be very consistently doing it, because if you are not doing week after week, in a month I'm releasing one video, or after 1 month people see me on screen, they'll forget. They have 30 seconds of memory. They won't even. Yeah, so you have to be very consistent in every effort that you put. Be whatever field you may be from, but there has to be consistency and perseverance and discipline. You have to be your own motivator. Because there is nobody going to come and motivate you every day. You have to keep yourself motivated. You have to keep reminding yourself that I have to do it. There is no other way out than doing it. And your mood swings, this does not work. The quotes that we read about, it is okay to feel this way, that's fine once in a while. But when you want to really do something, you have to do it. There is no other way. The only way to be something is working hard and consistency.
Wonderfully said, ma'am. So thank you for coming here on KYE Talks and sharing your journey and your ideologies with us. The work that you're doing, ma'am, is commendable, and I'm sure that going ahead, this is going to be a huge impact on the next generation, which is what we are trying to nurture, the next generation, so they do better than us. Wonderfully said, ma'am. And thank you for coming on KYE. Thank you for giving us that time and coming here and doing this interview with us.
Thank you, Sonal. Thanks, Bhageshwari, also for having me on your show. And I wish you all the very best. May you rise and shine every day, and you have many more people.